Welcome back to Dishonored. So in the previous episode, we were dishonoured by some bald men, chucked in prison for 6 months, and then escaped with the help of some Loyalists who we are now going to meet at this old pub called the Hound Pits.
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them. They'll help you get whoever really killed the Empress.
Sounds good to me.
So it's starting at last, Admiral. We've found our man. Even after 6 months in Cold Ridge Prison, he slipped out like it was nothing.
Yes. Not surprising. He was the personal bodyguard of the Empress. You've heard the stories.
Yes, I have. It still amazes me that someone could get to the Empress and young Lady Emily.
No one knows the real story, Trevor. We all have our suspicions. We'll know the truth in time.
He's strong and quick. But I hope he understands subtlety as well.
This isn't one of your fancy dress parties. The reality is that we need men killed. Have you ever killed a man?
Only with my wit. But it's a fair point as always. He'll be here soon, and I'm looking forward to meeting him.
We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock. A true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits Pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of Loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep. We can talk more when you've rested.
Okay, so those two are basically the leaders of the Loyalist conspiracy. Trevor Pendleton is like the weaselly, snivelly, super rich, super intelligent kind of intellect behind it, and Havelock is the hard-talking, hard-drinking, bitter-swilling, huge-handed sort of brawn. The guy they mentioned, Piero, that we need to go and see now, is like a genius inventor. He's the guy who invents Corvo's iconic mask, which we're about to get. And here he is in his lab. He's also voiced by Brad Dourif, who's a really, really talented character actor, known for... let me see. Well, he's Chucky the Evil Doll in the Child's Play films. He's also Wormtongue in the Lord of the Rings films. So yeah, pretty cool guy, and he voices Piero, so let's go and speak to him now.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear, all custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin. No! This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is running. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? To be careful. Oil's unstable. When it explodes, there's a terrible mess.
This just introduces us to the whale oil mechanic, where a lot of the larger devices and mechanisms in the game are powered by these tanks of whale oil, which you can manipulate yourself. So you can take one like this, use it to power up dormant mechanisms, or also to you can take them out of machines to power down things like electric walls of light, arc pylons, security towers, that kind of thing.
Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? Send the lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Yes, let's have a look. So you can buy like refills for your supplies and also upgrades to your equipment. So you see here we can increase the accuracy of the crossbow, the range, these kind of things, the optics which lets us zoom in with the eyes of the mask, bolt capacity and so on. A lot of these we aren't going to need right now because they are primarily chaotic offensive upgrades. You see, I'm not going to be using the gun, so we don't need bullet capacity. What I will take is, what have we got, 481 coins, that's not that many. I'll take crossbow accuracy, and I will take some sleep bolts. There we go.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
I'd like to look around for a while before I bed down.
Very well. You know best. Let me know if you need anything more.
There are a couple of things we can grab around here, such as this, which gives us a bit more coin, so we can replenish some of the stuff we just spent. I'm not going to read all of these lore things, but there are many of them. What I will do is just quickly move upwards through the Hound Pits to the top where Corvo's room is. And that should give us a bit of coin which we can use to grip some things before we go out on our first mission. Nothing in there. These are just lore. Audiograph.
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a
There are
process of adaptation,
a sort of faculty of people around the Hound Pits who are involved with the Loyalists, but mainly they just man this HQ. They aren't especially important, so we will just sort of run into them, you know, as we encounter them. Here we can see this area of the city has been cordoned off, which is why it's making quite a useful base of operations for the Loyalists. These huge metal walls and bulkheads are very reminiscent of City 17 from Half-Life 2. Now that is not a coincidence. The art direction of this game was sort of led by this guy Viktor Antonov, who was also the art director on Half-Life 2, so there is that kind of industrial European architecture kind of hybrid look in this game. I think he's involved in Dishonored 2 as well. He may not be. I can't remember if he is or not. I remember someone else is actually leading the art direction on that game, but I can't remember if he's being a consultant or not. But it's exactly the same in Sir Konos, which is the setting of Dishonored 2. It's like it looks like a sort of more Central European city, like somewhere in France or Italy, whereas this is clearly, you know, taking some inspiration from like London and places like that. Serkonos is like a sunnier, more temperate climate, and it has like huge wind turbines instead of you know, factories and that kind of thing, and it's coastal, and the architecture is very French and Italian looking.
The only way to help them is to bring them to the...
My, you must be Corvo. I am Lydia, at your service. Your room is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
How dare you? Very nice. Cool painting there. I think that's probably supposed to represent either Morley or Tivia, which are the two northernmost islands in the Empire of the Isles. Morley is sort of based on Ireland and Scotland, so it's like misty and mountainous. And Tivia is the snowy northern one.
Very much so, but no need to fear. He is here to work with our masters.
People say he killed the Empress.
Of course he didn't. People are foolish and believe whatever they're told.
Okay. If the Admiral trusts him, then so will I.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Be advised, the river crust infestation has spread downriver. As far as the
This dude is the, like, bartender sort of guy, and this Cecilia...
The Admiral served in the Navy under the Empress. But something happened with the Lord Regent that drove the Admiral out. If I understand it right.
She's like this downtrodden kind of underling here. She's really disrespected and no one kind of really pays much attention to her. But that actually becomes more prominent later on. And we will meet her later on and find out more about that. For now, I've walked around long enough. Let's go to bed.
I'm sorry it's so dark. We can't risk being seen. It is a bit romantic, though, isn't it?
Are you coming on to me? Ooh, she's got a key.
I used to be the hostess here. Oh, I could tell you stories about that, believe me.
I can't take that key, though. Never mind. Okay. Here we go at Corvo's chambers. Lots of cool kind of Victoriana posters here. And there isn't much we can do now apart from have a little sleep. I'll go to sleep now. Somewhere else. So, we've woken up in Corvo's room. It appears to be dark outside. Let's have a look through here. Something's not right. Yeah, you don't say. So, this is basically an area outside of normal reality. It's known as the Void, and this is the stomping ground of the Outsider, who is one of the most important and central characters in the Dishonored games. What I always thought was awesome when this game came out was that like boy floating on a little globe of its own seawater that's floating in nothingness. I thought that was really cool. Anyway, let's make our way around here. Strange gravity.
Hello, Corvo. Your life has taken a turn, has it not? The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the Void. I am the Outsider, and this is my mark. There are forces in the world and beyond the world, great forces that men call magic, and now these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power, my gift to you. Come find me.
And now we have Blink. Press left trigger to execute a fast and stealthy forward dash through the world. You can also use it to move upward, but the distance is reduced. Aiming at ledges will allow you to blink forward and climb up. So, this is the only power from the Outsider that we are forced to take in this game. You see we have this radial selection wheel of items and powers. All the other ones you can choose to upgrade yourself, or you can just completely ignore them. Now you see that next to our health bar at the top left we have a blue mana bar. That's what we use to spend on powers. This blinking reticule thing shows where we are going to teleport to if we use blink. So you see, if I drop it on this platform, teleport there. And there's Jessamine, pretty dead. You cannot save her, 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 blah, 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 blah. Fine. I got the point. She is already dead, we cannot save her, funnily enough. So blink is an extremely useful ability and very, very fun to mess about with. Now, notice that we can blink to the top of this platform, or if we drop it down to the edge, it turns into an upward arrow like so. That means that you can blink to the top edge of the vertical surface and he will automatically vault onto the top, like so. If you wait a moment, you see the mana regenerates for one use of blink. Not all the powers use that little mana, some of them use about half of the bar or even more. So we'll just wait a couple of seconds in between each use for it to replenish so that we don't drop too much. These two interesting looking characters are the Pendleton twins, Morgan and Custis. They are Trevor Pendleton's brothers, and they are against us. They are some of the targets that we will have to eliminate quite soon. And you see they've taken Emily. It's a clue as to where we will find her. Corvo, I am very sad. They say that you're dead like Mother, but I'm going to put this note in a bottle and throw it into the river because I do not believe them. Living here is very strange. I do not like it, so please come for me if you can. I will. Okay, and we'll move on to the next platform. These chests just contain spiritual remedies, which are like health potions, but they restore your mana. This is the Lord Regent, the Royal Spymaster, one of the bald men who dishonored us at the beginning of the game. So we will get to him in time, don't worry about that. These are some plague victims being shot with a flaming arrow by two of these tripod constructions, which are basically like armoured stilt type things for the guards to wear. They are known as tall boys, and once again you can see Victor Antonov's very distinctive art direction at work here. One of the most iconic things in Dunwall. I don't think we're going to see those in Dishonored 2. But there are some other interesting things in Dishonored 2, like clockwork guards, like sort of automaton robots, which I feel like is a nice throwback to Thief 2, where there are steam-powered clockwork robots patrolling in that game. Move on here. And across here.
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men. To help you find these runes, I give you this, the heart of a living thing, molded by my hands. With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune. Okay, so we have another item here. This is the heart.
Equipping the heart in your left hand helps you locate bone charms or runes even through walls. The heart beats and lights up when you are facing a bone charm or rune, and it beats faster as you get closer. The heart will whisper secrets if you press left trigger while targeting a person or location. So, I don't think it explicitly tells you so, but it basically reveals it to you by what it says. The heart is Jessamine's heart. And you see when you face towards something of interest like a rune or bone charm, the clockwork mechanism of the heart lights up, it starts beating and the cogs whir. And if you press left trigger at any point, you can hear things about the environment you're in or the people you're facing.
This place is the end of all things, and the beginning.
There you are.
All of time is meaningless here. Neither seconds, nor centuries.
And the voice actress who does Jessamine's voice, and obviously the voice of the heart, is, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but it's the woman who does the voice of, like, Sharon Marsh and about half of the female characters in South Park. So that's something. Doink. Anything else in here? Nope. Let's continue. We don't actually need the heart to find this rune, it's pretty straightforward, so I'm going to use Blink. Like so. Drop in here. When the outsider gives you his mark, which is on the back of Corvo's hand, you can see it light up when we use something like Blink. That basically allows you to take power from the runes, which are made of whalebone. And there are only a small number of people in the world of Dishonored who have been marked by the outsider. I think 7 people. And one of them we will meet very soon. Another one is Dowd, who is the assassin who actually killed the Empress at the beginning. And it's not a spoiler for me to talk about him because he is the second playable character in Dishonored. He is the guy that you play as in the 2 story expansions. Here we are, our first rune. Once you've collected some runes, open the journal and go to the powers section to exchange them for powers. Runes can be collected and used to acquire supernatural powers. Here we go. So you see each power that we can acquire or upgrade requires a certain number of runes. 1 rune, 3, 3, 2, 3, etc. There are also some physical upgrades underneath, so we can increase our HP. We can acquire a double jump. We can acquire an ability which dissolves corpses to ash when you kill them so that you don't leave bodies lying around. And so on. Bloodthirsty allows you to do sort of like finishing moves with your sword, which is awesome, but we won't be using that because we're not going to kill anyone. And so on. So we can spend 1 rune on dark vision. I also want bend time, so I'm not going to spend it yet. We can get another one.
Use what I have given you falls upon you, as it has to the others before you. And now I return you to your world, but know that I will be watching with great interest.
And now we find ourselves back in the real world, marked by the outsider. And it's dropped a load of things in this room for us to pick up. These are part of the Voidwalker's arsenal, which you get with the definitive or Game of the Year editions of Dishonored. Basically it gives you a load of bone charms to start the game with, and these were given away as pre-order incentives when the original game came out. A different set per pre-order retailer. So yeah, don't pre-order games, kids. It's not cool. Just going to quickly grab all of these. Bone charms provide small supernatural benefits. Locate them by listening for the song they emit. By default, you can activate up to 3 bone charms at once in the bone charms section of the journal. So these are like perks. You can choose a set, like a limited number to equip at one time that give you small bonuses, like for example, you move slightly faster, you make slightly less noise when you move, that type of thing. Lots more lore, which I'm not going to read because I don't have time. Some monies. Some lovely bone charms. Mystical artifacts, more monies. Alright. We should have picked up enough money to get a bone charm capacity upgrade from Piero as well, so we'll go down and get briefed on our first mission. Then we will see him before we leave.
Should I clear space for Samuel then?
If you like, but he won't use it.
Why?
He can't sleep in regular beds anymore, or that's what he says. Says he was in the Navy too long. Can you believe it?
Oh.
That pile of wood out there? It's a hovel he built from an old rowboat. Where does Admiral Havelock find these people, I wonder?
Go down into the pub, speak to this guy.
Well, let's get down to it. First off, I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you. Another thing. Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the Hound Pits.
Right, I was very eager to talk there and he hadn't quite finished, sorry about that. So basically our first target is one of those bald bastards who was torturing us in prison. The guy in the red coat who was having his portrait painted at the start, that's him. He's going down first. Now Havelock wants us to assassinate these people, to actually kill them. I'm not going to do that. There is a non-lethal option for every target in the game. Some of them are pretty horrific, but you know, it's one of the tough moral choices in Dishonored is that sometimes the non-lethal option is worse than the lethal one. Not in this case.
Attention, citizens of
we will come to that. But basically, Campbell's diary will contain information about Emily's whereabouts. Where's Piero? Here he is.
What can I do for you?
Alright, we've got over 2,000 coins now, which is good. Fill up completely on sleep bolts. We can buy a rune for 500. And let's see what else we can take here. We can... let's see, we'll take bone charm capacity, mask optics, crossbow range, And let's see, crossbow reload, which enables auto reload and reloads faster. There we go. One more thing before we go that we need to do. I think it's only one, but there is a rune knocking about.
Oh, Corvo? If you've a moment. Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
I'm not an assassin, but alright. So, she wants us to rescue her uncle, Jeff Kernow, who is basically in danger of being killed by the High Overseer. We will do that. It's not too much effort to do so. This Callista, she's voiced by Lena Headey, who is, of course... God, I can't remember her name. Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones. Sorry about that. If we pull out the heart here, we can see there is a rune over this away. Just going to grab that before we move out. I think there are some piranha type fish in this water, so we're going to swim quite quickly to avoid being munched. It's just over here somewhere, I think, on one of these rocks. There it is, I can see it. And there's a nice piranha there. Okay. Another rune. Right, so now we should have 3. Yes. What I'm going to do is take Bend Time 1 for 2 runes. Press left trigger to slow the world around you for a limited time, or until you press left trigger again to end the power. At level 2, time is completely stopped. Enemies and security systems are unaware of you for the duration. That's what we want. However, it costs 8 runes to get to level 2, so we aren't going to get that for a little while. What I will take is Dark Vision, which only costs 1 rune, which we have. Press left trigger to see in the dark and to reveal living beings through solid walls. You can also see their fields of view, as well as a visual representation of the sounds you make. Level 2 shows you important items through walls, like security devices, weapons, ammo, coins, keys, or traps. Very useful. That shows you like an enemy's cone of vision, and it highlights interactive items and enemies in a bright yellow colour. It's kind of like the detective vision, or whatever it's called, from the Batman Arkham games, or the like survival instinct from Tomb Raider, that sort of thing. Got a little bit eaten by a piranha there, but that doesn't matter, we can get some health back shortly. I think we are now ready to move out.
Ready to go? Just give the signal.
Let's go then. Take me to the distillery district. High Overseer Campbell leads the city's militant religious faction and is a close ally to the Lord Regent. Campbell is completely corrupt and holds the secret to Emily's location. Infiltrate the office of the High Overseer, steal Campbell's journal, and eliminate him. An ally to the Loyalists, Martin, is being held there. Free him and allow him to escape.
It'll be a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up Clavering Boulevard, but now it's not so easy. Half the city's dead of the plague. The other half's fighting over what's left. The City Watch still holds the bigger streets, and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints. A man walks through one of those, and he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the City Watch is gang territory. Then there are the real odd birds living on the fringes like that Granny Rags. They say she's nuts. Don't know which is worse. Just take your pick.
Alright. Samuel's got himself a little camp here with a rat skewer. Nom. Okay. We find ourselves at the distillery district on the Wrenhaven River in central Dunwall. I am going to end this episode here. Next time we will make our way into this district and go towards the office of the High Overseer. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, and I will see you next time for more Dishonored. Take care and goodbye.